Today I will teach you about how to connect your HTML form to a servlet application. Now, whenever you do a servlet application, first you need to create the folders in a proper format. So here in D drive, I have created one folder, servlet demo 1. You can give any name as a root folder. Then inside this, you need to create one subfolder. You can go for new and create folder, and the name should be web-inf. And inside this, you need to create one more folder with a name called classes. Now this classes folder will be in small case, and what is the purpose of this classes folder is it is used to store all .class files. So the servlet programs what we write in .java has been saved inside this, and we can compile the programs here only inside this, so we get the .class files. So when you go for web-inf, inside web-inf we have created classes folder. Now along with this, we need to store one XML file, that is web.xml, where we need to give the complete servlet information. Now coming to the root folder, what I've created servlet demo 1. Inside this, we do have web-inf folder. Along with this, we have to save .html files here, .jsp, that is Java Server Pages, and .war file, that is a compressed file. We call it as web archive file, and that war file you need to put into the server and execute. So this is the first step where you need to create the folder, the main folder. Inside that, web-inf in capital letters. Then inside that classes folder, and you need to save .class files, that is .java. You save and compile, you get .class files. Okay. Now just open the notepad and you create an HTML page. So here I'm going to create two fields. One is name of the student and the class. So two fields we create. So we start with HTML, then head, then title. So here I'll write like a form based application. So this will be put into the title bar. Okay, then you can go for closing the head data. Now after this, we start with the body tag. Then you can go for heading like student information. Then give h1 closing. Then here I need to go for form. Then here I need to write an action attribute, because once I click submit button, what I need to call? I need to call the servlet program. So I need to write http :/localhost, because the Tomcat web server what I'm using is in the same system where I'm writing this application, right? So my system where your Tomcat is existing is called as a localhost, and here I'm using a 9090 as a port number for the Tomcat server. At the time of installation, it is going to us, so you need to clearly specify what is the port number. Then you have a WAR file to be created, that is web archive file. So beforehand, you need to decide, I'll put x12 as a WAR file name. You can give anything. Then, and I'm giving one name for the servlet program what I did, right? Like servlet form. Okay, you can give any name. Now after this, I'm writing method equal to. Okay, so I'm writing a post, that is a do post method I need to apply in my servlet program. Now after this, I'm asking the student name, and here I'm using input type equal to text, name equal to, now this is most important attribute, so I'm writing t1, that is a user defined name. Then go for a break, break tag, then you write class. Then again one more input, type equal to text. Then name equal to, here I'm writing something called C1. Okay. Then I need to create one submit button. So I'm writing input type equal to submit and value. That means on the submit button what you want. So I'm writing something like submit. Okay. Then one more input for reset. Input type equal to reset and value equal to reset. Reset means clearing the fields. Then close the form. Then close the body. Then close the HTML. Okay. Now this is an HTML file where I need to write one more Servlet program. I need to call this. So once I call this particular program, the two values from text box called T1 and text box that is a name, one more text box for entering class. These two things I need to capture and print the values whatever you are entering on the web browser. Now that is my task. Here I am not using any database connectivity. Simple. Whatever you are entering here should be printed in the next page of the browser. Okay. And here what method I'm using? Here I'm using post, POST, because we do have in Servlets get and post. So I'm applying post here means I need to write in Servlet do post method. Okay. I've already clearly given the information about the Servlet, HTTP Servlet, generic Servlet, its methods in my previous videos. You can just look into that, and the structure of framing the folders also I've given in my previous video of the Servlet. You can please check for further information. Okay, now I need to save this. So I'm going for save, and here I need to go for D drive, then Servlet demo 1. In this I need to save. Okay, now here in the root folder I need to save. So I'm writing like simple .html. Okay, some name I'm given and I've saved that. Now I need to write a Servlet program. So open one more notepad. Now here I need to import the package like import javax.servlet dot star, then import javax.servlet.http, because I'm writing with HTTP Servlet class. I need to go for this. Then import the IO package for printout the data. Now you need to write like public class name should be Servlet form. Okay, because in HTML we have put Servlet form, right? The same name only you need to give because I need to call this file, right? Then extends, which Servlet we are going for, HTTP Servlet extension. This is a pretty different class. Now in this I need to write like public void do post, POST, because I put post, right? So in HTML, if you see method equal to post you're writing. So obviously I need to write do post method here. Otherwise I would have written do get method. Okay. Now what are the parameters for this? HTTP Servlet request. This is the interface and REQ is a reference variable for that. Now coming for the response, HTTP Servlet response. This is also one more interface. RES is a reference variable for that. So throws. Now here we throw Servlet exception, comma IO exception. So two types of exceptions have been raised here. If suppose your servlet is not available or it is not able to accept your request, then servlet exception is thrown. And the IO exception is thrown whenever the input output print writer whatever you are creating here is wrong for accepting and input and printing the output, or the output stream is not correct, then IO exception is raised. Now the first step what you need to do here. Now if you can observe here in do post, we're handling request and we're generating response. Okay. Now, these two, Servlet request and Servlet response, both are interfaces. Servlet exception and IO exception both are classes, predefined classes. Now, if you see the Servlet exception, it's available in Servlet package. If you go for do post, then HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response, HTTP servlet, all are available inside this package. Then you can go for IO exception. IO exception is available in IO package. Now that is the reason I'm including those packages. Now first set the content type. What should be the response content type? So we have a method content type, and here you need to write text by HTML. That means the text is a expected response is text, but that should be in HTML format. We call the complete thing as MIME type, multi-purpose internet mail extension. Now, after setting that, I need to use the print writer class from IO package, and by using response dot get writer method, I need to create that. Because when you write system.out.println, that is going to print onto the command prompt. But now we are developing web application, our output should be seen on the web browser. So in order to work with that, we have a print writer class from IO package. I'm creating the reference variable called PW, which is user defined by using response object dot get writer method. Now once we create this, you use PW and call println method. Okay, before that, I need to get the values from this HTML page, right? These two text box values I want. Okay, one text box name for student name is T1, one text box name for class is C1. So how to access that? So since both are strings, I'll take string n for name. Then I need to use req, this object, this one, req. We have one method called get parameter. Get parameter of. Now what is the text box name? You just check. The name of the student text box name is T1. You write that T1. Then one more string for class I'm taking C. Same req dot get parameter of T2. Not T2, C1, right? C1. If you can see here, it is C1. This one you need to put for second text box. So I put that and close. Now you can print pw dot println of, here I can write like student name. This will print as decent double quotes, whatever you're giving. But I need to print the value, no? So I need to concatenate with the name which is stored in n. Then again I need to go for writing class, right? Class concatenated with C. Okay. Then you close, then close the class. Now you just save this. So what should be the name of the file? Servlet form. Just save this dot Java. Okay, and that you need to save into classes folder, right? WebINF classes. Go to Servlet demo 1, WebINF and classes. Just save. Now once after saving, you need to compile your program. So just go for command prompt. So you can type cmd and then go for the D drive. Change the directory to Servlet demo 1. Then go for WebINF. Then go for classes. Now here you compile Java C servlet form, right? Servlet form dot Java. There is no error. Now you can see here the dot class file is created. Okay, we have written this, but dot class file is created. So classes folder should work out with the dot class file. Okay, so you can save servlet, whatever the .java program is there, servlet programs you need to save inside classes folder and compile there only. So you get servlet form dot. That is a class file you are going to generate. Any servlet program you can save with the .java extension and you compile there only, you'll get the dot class file. Okay, now one more program we need to write, that is web.xml. Right. Here I'll take new one. The root tag is web-app. Then I need to go for servlet tag subtag. Then its subtag we have servlet name, and the servlet name is what? Servlet form. Then close the servlet name. Then servlet class class. So we got dot class value the same name, no? Servlet form you need, right? Then servlet hyphen class. You close. Then close the servlet tag. Okay. Then go for servlet hyphen mapping. Then again servlet hyphen name. So here you write servlet form again, the name of the file, then servlet hyphen name closing. Then here URL pattern. Here what you need to do, you put a forward slash first, then you write the file name. Okay, because on the browser you are going to call in the same fashion, we need to write a forward slash and close the URL hyphen pattern. Then close the servlet hyphen mapping. Then close the web hyphen app. Okay, so you got web app. Then this is a set one where servlet name and servlet class we are giving. Then servlet mapping. So here also you need to give the servlet name. This is mapped to this URL. Okay, this forward slash if you don't put, we can't do anything. You will get an error. Okay, so this is the servlet program name what we have already written. Okay, if you can see here, this name you need to put. Okay, now just save this. Now this should be saved in web-inf. Servlet demo 1 web-inf you need to save. Now what should be the file name? You put in double quotes web.xml and that too in small case. Okay, that's a predefined name you need to give. So if you can see this, you're going to get like this web, which is an XML file. So if I open this one, you're getting the XML file, this XML file. Okay, and there's no error inside this. Right now, so we have done with root folder, web-inf, then classes. We are done with this. Then in web-inf, I put web.xml. Then in root folder, I put simple.html program. Okay. Now, I need to create finally a var file, which is a compressed file. So I need to create in the root folder. Just go back, cd dot dot. Again, go back one more step. Here you need to create jar cvf. Now here jar is a tool name for compression. C stands for create, V stands for verbose output, F stands for the file. Now this, if you put this V, we can just see here once I press enter, what all files are compressed. If you don't put V, we are not going to get any compressed file names here. We get only the prompt, but still the file will be created. So I want to create a file and I want to put all my data into that one. So x12, no, x12.var we need to create, because in my HTML program I was giving like that, x12. Then what all you want to compress? You want to compress simple.html file and what all available in web-inf, everything to be compressed. So you need to write externally, because simple.html is available in the root folder only. You need to write externally, and inside the root folder we have web-inf, that also you need to give. Now once you press enter, you can see there is a manifest file automatically created. Then simple.html is compressed, then web-inf, then web-inf classes, then inside classes servlet form.class, servlet form.java, inside web-inf. So everything got compressed now. Now after this, what you need to do, if you check here, you get this var file x12.var. Okay, now you need to start the Tomcat server now. So if you have been already installed the Tomcat, you can just type like configure Tomcat. You're going to get this one. Just click, and now here you got this option where you can see the service status is stopped now. You just click this button, start. Okay, then you can see started. Now just open the browser and type here localhost. Okay, localhost 9090. Okay, now you are going to get this. Then you click manager app. It is asking for the credentials. At the time of installation of your Tomcat, you are given the credentials. I have given some credentials. I'm inserting that. Then if it is correct, you need to get this page. Now just scroll the page. You have select where file to upload. So choose file, you click this, then go to the respective folder. Okay, in Servlet demo 1, x12.var and open. So then deploy, click deploy. Now once you click that, you need to get an OK message here, and in the left hand side you can see x12, and here you get true value. Now once it is done, okay, I need to go for executing my program. So localhost 9090 slash x12 slash simple.html I need to call. Okay, there is a spelling mistake here. HTML. Okay, now you got this one. Student information, where I put student name is one text box, class and the text box. So here I am entering something called Ram, and class is BCA. Okay, when I submit this, in the next page I need to get the student name is so and so and class is so and so. That means this is an HTML program, right? But now I'm going to call Servlet form, that is a Servlet program. So I'm handing over this particular values to the Servlet program, and Servlet program is capturing that and printing. Click submit. Okay, there's an error. Okay, there is a spelling mistake here. Just go back to your program. Servlet form. Can you see here in HTML, in XML there is a mistake here. So what you can do, if any mistake is there, you need to just go back, and can you see here the R is missing. So just enter, save. Again you need to generate the var file, new var file. Again go back to the browser, then go back to this, and you undeploy this first. The old copy should be undeployed. You have a button undeploy, click. Okay, undeployed x12. Again you deploy, because fresh var file I have created in the same location. Choose file x12 and deploy. Now again you can see a fresh copy is deployed. Again you go for this, go back, refresh. Again you enter the value. Okay, the same values like given RAM and BC, and submit. Now you can see the RAM is there and you got null value. So we need to just check out why we are getting null value. So you can just go back to the program. So this is fine. I just go for the HTML and C1. Okay, here you can see the double quotes is missing. Okay, so that's why it's not recognizing. Just save this and go back to the var file. Same location I'm creating var file. Okay, then go back to the browser, deploy the old copy, undeploy the old copy x12, and again deploy the fresh copy what we have created just now. Servlet demo 1 x12, open and deploy. Now here you got the fresh copy. Just go to this, go back, refresh. So I'm giving the same MSC, give save RAM. Next, BCA. Okay, then submit. Now you can see you got RAM and BCA. Okay, so we were missing the double quotes. That was the problem, right? So any error, you need to go back to a program. If it is a problem with web.xml, only correct it and save. That's all. Create a var file. If it is a problem with HTML, only correct and save. If it is a problem with your Servlet program, you need to recompile your program and again come back and create a var file and deploy. Okay. So this is the process of connectivity between your HTML form to a Servlet program. So if you can see here, this is an HTML. I clearly mentioned the extension simple.html, and when you click submit button, you're calling a servlet form, which is your servlet program, and it doesn't have an extension. Now this path, if you can see, I put in HTML program here. Can you see this? This is the path what I'm calling. Okay. Since I put post method, it's mandated that in servlet program you need to use only do post method. If I would have put get method, then you need to write do get method here. Okay. So this is the process of connecting between your HTML form and servlet program. And by this application only we try to prepare our web pages, and finally it becomes a website. Okay. So I hope I have given some input on how to connect your HTML form to a Servlet program. So if you like this video, do comment, subscribe, and share it to your friends. Thank you.